Hello friends and welcome to a new vlog. Today is Thursday, so far all I've really done is work because she's a working girlie, and now I'm off to an event. To be so honest, I actually don't know exactly what's happening because a friend of mine asked me if I want to join, so I signed up and I'm on my way now. My outfit is pretty simple, nothing too exciting. Oh, you can't even see, I think. Because the weather's been dreadful and I'm in a hurry and I didn't have much time to think about my outfit and I just wanted to wear something cozy and somewhat cute. So yeah, I'm going to run off now and I'm going to try to film as much as I can. Otherwise, I'll pop back here tomorrow or so. The next few days are quite busy, so I thought it's a perfect time to vlog a little bit of London life. And yeah, let's see what happens. Hello friends and welcome to another day in my week. I don't really know how to say this. I actually don't know exactly where I left this vlog off. Wait, let me just place it there. Today's Saturday, and I'm about to meet a friend for coffee, and then I'm either going to go thrifting a little bit, or I'm going to go buy leather care for my shoes, because I have a few leather shoes I want to refurbish, because they are getting a little bit worn out and need a little glow up. And I've become very obsessed with taking better care of my clothes, especially my shoes, because I realised I'm not really good at taking care of my shoes, just because I walk a lot, so shoes wear out quite quickly with me, but then I'm also not really good at taking care of shoes and kind of avoiding that to happen, so we're working on that. So I'm getting some leather care to kind of polish up some of my favourite leather shoes. But yeah, for now I'm going out to meet a friend for coffee. I'm very excited to meet her, I haven't seen her in a while. And yesterday I went to an exhibition that I didn't vlog, and I'm very sad I didn't, because it was so good, so I have to talk about it now, just to insert some photos, because I went to the Marie Antoinette exhibition at the V&A in Kensington yesterday, and it was so good. And it was so funny because I went with a friend who was like, oh, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, sure, because I'm really interested in Marie Antoinette, but I wasn't really hyped, and I completely had no idea this exhibition was going on, because I'm currently really not engaged with art, which is really sad because I love it. And I used to go to so many exhibitions, like last year and the year prior, but this year, I don't know, kind of slipped a little bit. So I had no idea this was even going on, so I had not seen any of the previews or whatsoever. Um, and we went in, and it was perfect. It was so fun. It was so good. It was amazing. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, Marie Antoinette, obviously, but if you're really into fashion and jewellery, or just like to learn a little bit about a woman from the past, I would really recommend it. I used to kind of wear dresses. My 13-year-old self was awoken again. I don't think I've said this on this channel, but I think before I even loved fashion, I loved 18th century clothing, and it is one of the biggest loves of my life, I think. And for the last couple of years, I was like, oh yeah, I don't love it that much. And then I was at the exhibition yesterday, and I was like, actually, let me rewind that, because I do. I absolutely love 18th century clothing, especially French 18th century clothing. And oh, my door's closing. Sorry, I've put my camera in my cupboard to place it so you can see me and I can film without having to hold it. But yeah, 18th century fashion in France, oof, my heart, love it. But also like generally European 18th century fashion, big love of mine. So I might not know this coming back out, but in general with the exhibition, it was so beautiful to just see the craftsmanship. Like they had a really solid amount of clothing or like dresses from the 18th century. Obviously with Marie Antoinette, it's a bit like tricky to say whether certain things belong to her or not. Most of the dresses weren't hers, as far as I remember, understood. They were just very similar to what she had. They did have a few fabrics that people are very certain belonged to her, but obviously with the revolution, a lot of things were just burned, so it's kind of a bit tricky. But nevertheless, it was so beautiful just to see those 18th century garments. Even if you don't care about Marie Antoinette or French history, just seeing those clothes real life was so beautiful, because I forgot how modern the clothing almost was, because when you think about it, because the shapes are so like specific, and obviously they've had the corsets and like, especially Rococo, yeah, Rococo modern Baroque, I think, had like really like extravagant kind of skirts. Sorry, I'm like holding the wall on my foot. If I'm not holding it in my hand. Um, so I feel like it always seems really old school, and of course it is like 300 years ago. But when you look at the patterns and some of the cuts they even made for like the details, you could still like literally could still make that fashionable today, or like wear it in a way. Like especially the patterns I found so interesting, because that didn't really appear to me until yesterday when I saw some of them so close up. Some of the patterns they had on fabric, or even just the fabrics themselves, are so timeless. And there were some prints where I was so impressed because I didn't realize that that would have been something they would have worn. Like I know it was very extravagant and they had lots of different prints and they were way more advanced than we often think. Because I feel like sometimes you forget that with 300, like people 300 years in the past, yes, there was a lot that was very different, but also there was a lot that was very advanced that I keep forgetting about, which is ironic considering how much I studied this. But anywho, yeah, fabric patterns amazing. Like I'm gonna put in some close-ups here as well. I was so amazed, and yeah, my heart, like my inner fashion girly, has been kind of, come back out. Um, it's funny though, because like I do work in a fashion brand, but I feel like when you work on the corporate side, there's so many kind of factors you don't kind of get to experience on the regular, and I'm so into like the clothing itself. Um, so yeah, just seeing a little bit more back on like history and just engaging with different things again with so much fun this week. Anyhow, I'm you know getting off topic. I actually need to leave. It's so funny because I was so early and now then I was like, oh, I'm so early, I've got time, and now I don't, because the second I realised I was early, I was like, taking my time, and now we're running late again, which is fine. Just a quick outfit check. I don't know if you can see my entire outfit. I'm wearing this turtleneck I've had for years, and it's so funny because I've bought this at Brandy Melville probably like 10 years ago, and then about 5 years ago I was kind of sick of it, but me being me, I obviously kept it because I'm very like, you know, as Vivienne Westwood said, buy it and make it last, especially if there's nothing wrong with the garment. And I'm so glad I still have this because it's such a good like piece to layer underneath clothing, and also it's so comfortable, so a big win. Then this t-shirt from a German podcast thing, that I love for the fit specifically, to be honest, because it's so like, it's like the perfect extra large t-shirt. And then just some denim, which I don't know if you can see, but holds in the knee, which I might regret because it's only 11 degrees, but it's fine. I'm going to put on some boots and a coat, so if we sit outside, I'll survive. And also, I'm currently praying that they have good food at the place we're going to, because I've never been, and I'm kind of starving, because I only had like a German Christmas cake / chocolate for breakfast, which is not a sufficient breakfast at all. But also, I woke up at 10 and I was like, I'm going to take my time. And then I didn't really have anything at home because I need to go grocery shopping. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to meet my friend anyway soon. So what really is the point of going out now to buy food to make a big brunch when I'm going to meet my friend at 1 to have their food? But I really regret that now because I'm actually starving and I can't wait for food. So I really hope to have good food. Anyway, I'll get back to you later. That was a lot of talking from my side. I'm going to put in some photos of the exhibition yesterday because it was honestly glorious, and I'm so sad I didn't film anything. But yeah, if you have time and you watch this in October, November 2025, go to the exhibition at the V&A about Marie Antoinette, because it really is worth every penny, every minute of your life, because it's just so beautiful. Hello my friends, and welcome back to Sunday. I'm off again to meet a friend, again, because I feel like that's what I do half the time, is just meeting with friends. And I'm off to South London, where I was yesterday as well. So I'm back to the south today, which I'm actually excited for, because I'm going to a part I haven't been before, so that should be nice. We are planning to go to this market in the park, and that's about all I know. And I know it's going to take me ages to get there, so I'm on my way now. I'm probably going to grab a coffee on the way already, because I feel like I need it. And I'm very excited because the sun is out. I feel very relaxed as well, because last night the watches, like the clocks, were set back, so I've had an extra hour of sleep, so it's great. So perfect Sunday. Like I said, the sun is out, so I'm very excited to go out, get some fresh air, get a little walking in, coffee, friends, fabulous. And then later on today I have to do some work for my blog, and then I wanted to basically organise myself to work on some other projects that I've had in my mind for a while, and I kind of want to, you know, put them down, organise myself, because I actually really want to get going. So that's what I'm going to do the second half of the day, and then, you know, evening is just chill and all that, because I've got to go back to work tomorrow because it's Monday. And I know it's going to be a very busy week for me, at work at least. So today, evening, chill. Although I've got to say, overall, like, this day is chill, but because it takes so long to get anywhere in London, even chill days sometimes don't feel chill, because I'm going to take an hour to get to where I'm meeting a friend, and then it's going to take me at least an hour to get back to my area, and then I might just wander around my area and just sit down in a cafe and do what I want to do there. But still, it's like, I love London, and I love that it's so big, because you can always explore and find something new. And like, for example, yesterday I went to a part I've never been to, and it feels so refreshing. However, it also means that you spend too much time of your life in buses and tubes and overgrounds, and sometimes it really gets to you. But to be fair, I do actually like sitting in a bus, because at least you kind of see something when you're in a bus, whereas in the underground you don't really see anything. And honestly, I find the underground scary at times, but that's a different story. Anyway, enough talking on my side. Let me just show you my outfit real quick. Ignore my towels that I hanged up, my jacket that I wanted to wear this jacket originally, but it felt a bit too formal, so we went for like my little fun, oh, you can't actually see because my arm's on the way, but this has like a little peplum. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. But this is a leather jacket I got like 3 years ago in a vintage shop in Margate, and it's honestly my favourite thing. But yeah, it kind of makes every outfit just so much cooler. And underneath I'm wearing like this jumper, like it's a mixture of like a polo shirt and a jumper, and it has like a little hood, so it's very cozy, which is the vibe for today. Turtleneck underneath, tailored trousers, and I wear leggings under these, like thermal leggings, because it's actually really cold already. And I realised I freeze really easily, which is hilarious, because I lived in Scotland for 4 years and I don't know how I survived up in Aberdeen for 4 years. And sometimes I see photos of my outfits I wore at the time, and I'm like, I don't know if I was just so used to Scottish weather and climate at the time, which I do think was part of it, but also because I was younger, so I don't know. Anyway, sometimes I see photos of myself like living in Scotland, and I'm like, how did I survive in those outfits? Because I couldn't, like, literally couldn't be me today. I'm like, I want to be warm, I want to be cozy. I still want to look good, but I also want to be warm, because I don't like freezing.